All right, on today's adventure, I am on a paddle boat with my motorcycle, with the rest of my group. So this is probably the most unique way to get across the river here in Pennsylvania at the Millersburg Paddlewheel Ferry. Did you know there is a paddle boat in the middle of Pennsylvania that'll take your vehicle across the Susquehanna? Did you know I had not planned this for the weekend? Sometimes. Do you feel like this?
Not even supposed to be here today.
Well, that happened to me, but I didn't feel the burden of Dante Hicks. No, for me, it was an opportunity. The Soggy Bottom MotoFest was coming up and I got a new tent for myself. My original plan was to do some coddywampling, and I wanted to go up to Port Jervis, get some points of interest, and then go motor camping. And there is one of my favorite spots in Mashopen, PA, so I would go from Port Jervis to Mashopen. It has a really nice spot above the creek. It's one of my favorite spots that I've ever camped at. Unfortunately, the weather earlier in the week changed up the plans for other members. Parents had wanted to do a trip to Duncannon earlier in the month, but 100-degree days moved the ride about 1 or 2 weeks later. Then, it was supposed to be on a Thursday. Unsettled weather scared some people away, and they couldn't quite make it on Saturday, so there were some open slots. That was something I could work with because Saturday I'm not working, and because of that, though, Terrence had redone the posting, or he had moved it, and some information wasn't all available. I thought it was just a ride to Duncannon, get lunch, and then go off on your own merry way. And I was going to go and get some more covered bridges, and I was talking to him that morning, and then I think at lunch, and he said, no, we're going to go do the Millersburg Ferry. And I was like, oh, well, that was on my list of things to do too. After I was going to go see some covered bridges and some certain routes, the Millersburg Ferry was on my list. And I'd rather go with people I know and have fun and have a good ride with them than just do it by myself. So plans changed for the second time. I will say we had a nice lunch out at the Doyle Hotel, which is a bar and restaurant, along with a functional hotel popular with Appalachian trail hikers. Now, a history lesson. Ferries have been crossing the Susquehanna since the early 19th century. For those who don't know, 1800s. After using a pole-style ferry, a steam-powered paddle wheel ferry was used to cross the Susquehanna River around the time of 1873. Now, since then, there were peaks and valleys of usage with the ferries, with the golden age being considered 1905 to 1936, according to the National Park Service. After 1936, it was still used and it was still necessary, but around 1956, more bridges were built and the ferry was no longer needed as much and became more of a tourist attraction. After being sold numerous times in the past 150 years, the ferries were donated to the Millersburg Chamber of Commerce, which then created the Millersburg Ferry Boat Association. Currently, there are 2 paddle wheel ferries in the fleet. The one I was on was powered by a diesel engine, and they were both built in the late 1990s. The ride takes about 15 to 20 minutes, and the trip was pretty calm. To signal the ferry on the other side, you have to move a door. We ended up at the ferry boat campground in Liverpool, PA, and we had just missed the boat. So about a half hour to 45 minutes later, we did eventually load onto the ferry. Some members of our fellowship branched off before the ferry return, and they may have gotten quite wet in a pretty bad downpour. We just got a little wet on our way back. I have to say the trip was smoother than I thought it would be. No massive rocking, and all three of our bikes on the Roaring Bull were just fine. I highly recommend this trip with your vehicle or just ride along as a passenger. The price to cross with the motorcycle was $15. Try to have exact change. After the crossing, we continued our way through Millersburg and through some of Amish country. And we eventually got on the highway. Not a bad day ride, especially for one I didn't know I would be a part of. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you do like this content, please like and subscribe to not only Scott's Moto Adventures, but also the Eastern PA Beemers YouTube channel. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys later.